This woman was just at the police station to do some cleaning, but she immediately spotted a mistake in the police's case. She realized that the police had mistaken the victim for the killer, so she kindly corrected their mistake. The next day, she was summoned by the police. Morgan was completely innocent, believing she was just trying to help, so her superior brought out the case file, asking Morgan to explain. Morgan, using details from the house, deduced that the curtain tie was most likely used to bind the victim.
And since there are no marks on the victim's wrist, it wasn't him who was tied up. Which means there was a third person. We have Lynette tied to the chair, victim on the ground, and our unknown bondage freak who was either kidnapped or bumped off Lynette.
Morgan agreed to assist with the investigation. She followed the police to the victim's sister's house, initially intending to ask about the victim's background. However, Morgan noticed a decorative item in a cabinet, and coupled with a biology paper on the table, she immediately concluded that the woman had something to hide. So she secretly infiltrated the woman's company and successfully found a suspicious letter. The letter's contents were enough to prove there was a financial dispute between the victim and her sister's family. The sheriff summoned the victim's brother-in-law, who claimed he was on vacation in the town at the time of the incident. But Morgan sensed something was off about his testimony. However, the man's lawyer arrived just in time, and the police had no choice but to release him. The next day, the sheriff visited Morgan to hear her reasoning. It turned out that day, Morgan noticed that all the items in the woman's cabinet had dust on them, except for a pair of frogs. The logo on the base was the same as the vacation town the man mentioned, but this town only had a water park and a cabaret. Their hand accessories also proved they were corporate elites, which didn't match their supposed identities. Morgan and the sheriff returned to the crime scene. She noticed a wilting bouquet, but the flowers should have been fresh at the time of the incident.
This one she just sent me 2 days ago.
Letty's last picture of her mom was taken 3 days ago. These flowers were fresh and new, they should still be pink. But they were already dead in the crime scene photos.
Given the couple's professions, Morgan concluded that they had used the greenhouse effect to confuse the coroner's judgment of the time of death. Using a photo, Morgan also pinpointed the location where the victim was hidden. The police acted quickly and successfully found the bound victim. The mystery was solved.